Hey everybody, a question that I get from a lot of my clients and students is how do I create a website that's just me? I see bits and pieces, I see other people's websites, but I want to create one from scratch, but then they get into their website builder, funnel builder, and they just shut down because tech is not their baby. Raise your hand if that's you. Well, first of all, I just have to do a little plug for my favorite all-in-one marketing tool, GoHighLevel. If you haven't used it before, I've got a link below that gives you, I think, 14 days or 30 days free trial. What I love about it is everything is under one umbrella for your business. If you have an online business, just like if you had a brick and mortar business, there's a few things you need in your business. And the online business, you have to have a way to sell your stuff. You have to have a way to manage people that come into your world. And most importantly, you have to have systems. And with GoHighLevel, it's super easy to build these systems so things will just work automatically. But let me get off my soapbox here and just tell you, if you want an easy way to create your custom website or funnel, look at what other people are doing and take some screenshots. Now, there's nothing new under the sun. And all I'm saying is if you land on somebody's website and they have like 3 little columns and pictures and you like those little icons, all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, go out there and shop around and figure out what styles that you like. Take a screenshot or a picture. And then from there, it's super easy to build. So, excuse me, what I'm going to do is let me share my screen. And I want to share the entire screen here. The first thing that I'm going to show you is, can you see this? Give me a second here. Yep, I think you can. Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure that it wasn't blocked. So here is a screenshot of one of my clients, and he was switching from one platform to another. And this was his website that he had first started building. He likes the style. He likes how it's set up. So we just grabbed a screenshot of it. One of my favorite tools, Snagit, allows you to grab the entire website. Okay. And so this is it. And then you can come in here and you can just blow up this image so that you know what it is. So now you've got the pattern, so to speak, and we're going to hop over to GoHighLevel so that I can show you how easy it is to build it. So let me move this out of the way and let me come over here. All right, so hopefully you can see this page. So I already started building it, and then I thought, you know what, let me just have you follow along so that you can see how easy it is. So I started with a blank web page or funnel page, and everything is built on, let me bring this back here for a second. Everything is just built on sections. And basically, as the color changes, it doesn't have to be, but normally those are just sections. Okay. So as I'm going down here, you'll notice that I've got the header section and then kind of a general description here, and another little section that just has like a call to action. And then the next thing that I was getting ready to build, just show you here, is the kind of like the 3 main services under his speaking umbrella. So how do we do that? So here is a section, and it's just in white, and we've got the large headline, medium headline, and then just kind of a small one. And then there are actually 3 columns. So what I did was up here to the left, I clicked the plus, and we're just going to add a 3-column row. I've already added it there, so I won't do that, okay? And then the first thing that he had on that was a little icon. So I'm just going to click the button, and I'm going to say, let me find, I'm just going to just put an image. Now, this little image placement, it looks really big. Don't worry, we can shrink it down. And then I forgot to upload. I'm going to upload some little icons and then drop those in here. So let me just pause this for a second. Okay, so I've uploaded some images or little icons, and I'm just going along now. So I've got my image and I've sized it to what I wanted. Maybe it's still just a little big, so I will make it 50. Excuse me. Then the next thing, it looks like we have a little heading. So I'm just going to put a heading here. And on the heading, let's shrink this down a little bit. So you just kind of play around. And again, what I'm going for is to try to match what he had on his original one. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to show you a little hint here in a minute. Basically, I do one little column. I get the spacing, I get everything just the way that I want it. And then once it's like that, then I will copy it over. Okay, so it looked like he had a little divider there, and I think the width was a little shorter. Let's make it red just to break things up a little bit. And let's make it a little thicker. Okay, and then it looks like we have more text. So I'll put my subtext here, make it just a little smaller. So again, you can see what I'm doing, and sometimes to just to get a good feel of how it looks without, you can just copy text and just keep dumping it in. For some reason, it all went bold, but that's okay. I'm just going to change this so it's not bold. And it looks like the text is still just a little big. So let me just click on this and shrink it down just a hair. So again, what I'm trying to do is just to mimic what we had on the other one. And then once I get everything looking just the way that I want it, I'm going to copy this whole thing. So you'll see that this is a row and it has 3 columns. And then within each column, I've got different assets here. So I've got a little image, I've got text, I've got a divider line, and then more text. So if I just click where it's got the little purple, I can just have it repeat. Now, don't worry. I'm just going to repeat it a couple more times. And then however many columns you have, it just shrinks things down. So now I'm just going to come here and delete these. And there you go. So how easy was that? And then it looked like he had a button at the bottom. So I'm going to come back up here. Now I'm going to tell you another little trick here. Is there are some preset buttons now within GoHighLevel, but if you get a button that's just perfect the way you want it, the font size, the weight, all of that kind of stuff, then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to come up here, I'm going to copy that button because I want my buttons to look the same all the way down. And then sometimes you just have to kind of keep dragging it. I need to add a row. So I'm going to come back up here and I'm just going to do a 1-column row, drop it down there, then grab this little button and then just put it here. So there you go. I mean, how easy is that? Now, another little trick, excuse me, this row that I just dropped the button in, the width is 100%. If I wanted to just kind of shrink this down, make it smaller, I can do that. Then going back to our little design here. So we finished with this section. Now the next section is blue and it's got this in the middle. So I'm just going to come over here to the top left and I'm going to add a new section and I'm just going to drop it in. And then the first thing I'm going to do is add a background color to that section. I've already put in my brand color, so it makes it super easy. And then it looked like we have a 1-column row that just has some text. And the text was white. So let me change this to white. Okay. And I think we want to make it just a hair bigger. Okay. And then you can always come back and tweak things. So if you want more space between the button and the next section, all of that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to get too wound up about all of these things. And then it looked like on his, he had a little tiny image that was actually just an arrow. I don't think I've uploaded an arrow here. Let me just look. So here's some of the icons that I had uploaded. Let's see. Well, in a perfect world, what I would do is I would upload the arrow. For right now, for the sake of time, I'm just going to put this in. Now, this is huge, right? And I'm just going to make this, let's see what it looks like, 25. Okay, so that's not bad. So later, I'll just go and find a little arrow that I can drop in here. And then let me show you here. It looks like in this row, it looks like it's a 2-column row, and maybe he was going to put a video in that second column. Okay, so I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to go to my rows, and I'm going to grab a 2-column row and drop that in. And then in this particular design, it looked like that row has a background color. So I'm just going to add a background color. And then looks like he just has some text here. Just going to add some text because it looks like it's just a block of text. Okay. Again, I don't spend a lot of time worrying about the, the text and all that kind of stuff. He's just putting text in, and then it looked like he had actually changed this. Oh, let's change it to red. Okay. And maybe bold here. All right. And the other interesting thing is, again, if you just kind of study this, so it looks like there is a border around. Let me make this a little bigger so you can barely see it, but do you see that red border? Now, again, does he want it to look exactly like this? It probably doesn't matter. I'm just showing you that when you study other people's websites, you can figure out what they've done. And if you like it, you can just drop it in. So looks like he put a border around this block of text, and he's got a little bit of space all the way around it. All right. Now, again, sometimes I will wait and come back later and mess with the text spacing and all that kind of stuff. But I've got this little block selected, and now I can just come over here to the padding. I'm going to add some padding, and you're going to see why I'm doing this right now, just so I can get a good feel for, because it looks like he has a background color added here. So let's add another maybe 40 to that. Okay. And then I'm going to actually add some padding to the left and the right of this whole block. Okay. So how's that? It's pretty easy. And then I'm going to add a background color. I think he had it in blue. Yep, he did. All right. And now I'm going to just come back here, and I'm going to change my text to white. And there it is. That looks pretty good. All right. And then here, maybe let's just drop in a video. If I can find my video placement. And then he also, let's come back here and look at our design. There's some space there, and then another button. Okay. And that button sits on a row by itself. So I'm just going to come back up here. I'm going to add another row, and here we're going to, and again, I'm just going to copy this button because it's already formatted. Sometimes I just have to kind of nudge it along down here. I'm just going to drop it in here. And remember, when I drop this row in, I can decide how big I want the row. All right. So I'll just put that there. That looks pretty good. I might add just a little extra spacing under the button. Again, a lot of times I'll come back and do the tweaking later, but just so you can see it. All right. So that's looking pretty good. I'm going to save here. So just coming back, I'm not going to bore you by going through everything, but you would just go through and make these different sections, and you're good to go. So let's take a look at what we've got so far. So here we are. I mean, I think it's looking pretty good. I don't like this button being quite as large here. So I'm just going to say kind of a flood background. Whoops, maybe I'll leave that there. Anyway, you could play for hours, but here's the deal. Let me come back and look at you face to face. Here's the deal. You just need to get it done. You can always do version 2 later. So many of my clients, they get hung up, stuck in the woods because they're trying to do everything perfectly, or they just get hung up with tech. So if you're a hands-on person and you want to build your website, go find some examples and then just build it. If you want somebody just to build a framework, I can build the framework for you, easy peasy. If you want kind of a semi-done for you, you should hop into my GoHighLevel agency, because if you're under my umbrella, I've got a lot of templates that kind of get you on the road running as soon as you can. So I hope this was useful to you. Let me know in the comments, do you have a website? How did you build it? What other questions do you have about that? And as always, if you catch this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, share this with your friends. I am trying to grow my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And let me know what questions you have. And I'll see you next time. Take care.